Testing microphone. Testing. Cool, so the microphone works. Testing. Okay, so I promised I would do this for my team. So as everybody knows, I make these streams primarily to help my team out, using SFM to create animations and whatnot. I run an animation studio called Fluid Script Studios, along with my partner Melvin, and we create animations of all kinds for all types of reasons and people, and you know, so that's what we do. All right, so what this is supposed to be about is about the workflow that I do when for this particular thing that we're doing, which is called the YouTube Shorts program, which is, you know, we're making short films, like, you know, anywhere between 15 to 30 seconds. And so, yeah, this is kind of the workflow that I do. And I wanted to make this so that my team could sort of get a handle as for how I sort of deal with like things in SFM using motion capture. So I'm going to actually open up SFM. I'm going to share the stream for people to ask questions, but I'm not going to open up voice channels just because I do want to make this kind of quick. It's 9 o'clock here, which is rather late. And I don't want my neighbors to start banging on the ceiling. So let me share this to the people. All right, how do I do that? So I go here. Let me open up another thing so I could share the link. So all right, so first thing you want to do, so okay, I have an animation that I just, you know, this is completely off the rip, so there's no, I barely did any preparation for this, so you're going to kind of see me sort of doing things off of the top of my head, if that makes sense. But so yeah, you want to first open up your SFM, and now I have this script here that is, I should have had loaded, but it's not loaded. But anyway, the first thing you want to do is you want to open up your scene. So whatever your script says of where it takes place, that's kind of the thing that you're looking for. And ideally you want to have, you know, a repository of scene builds to pick from, so that you're not making a scene build, you know. So keep a kind of library of scene builds, you know. If you edit one and it's got a specific flavor to it or whatever, you should save that as a unique thing so that you can use it over and over again without having to build the things over and over again. So I'm going to go to this particular thing. Let me find it. So in probably here, scene build, desert. I think I want this to be in the desert. So we're going to open this up. Now, the first thing you kind of want to do is you want to make sure you have all the materials you need so that you don't have to go bouncing back and forth between, you know, all your documents or whatever. So you want to make sure you have your mocap, you know, you have a place where you put that stuff. Make sure you keep it organized in a way that's going to make sense, because, you know, the duration of how long you're working on this stuff, you know, in the program, you know, is 3 months. And will extend out to a year. So for me, it's a year, but, so yeah, anyway, you want to keep all that stuff organized so that you're not going back and forth. So, okay. So you open up your master session template, or, you know, your scene build. And obviously if it's made with that master session template, it's going to appear something like this. If you open up, say, the desert, right? You're going to notice lots of, you know, it's going to look a little strange. But, you know, the standard procedure for the master's template session is to activate your scale directional scaling script. you hit that button and everything will go back to normal. So this is what it's supposed to look like. Flat stuff, and it's a desert. So anyway, so first thing you want to do is you want to put in all the characters that are involved in your animation. So let's start with that. I actually don't have a character in particular that I chose. By the way, before you load up your models, make sure you switch to the motion editor. That way your samples aren't ticking up. That'll make your motion editor go by, your model loading thing go faster. So this Omega model is going to be one of the things that I'm going to use. I'm going to just place them right there. Now the second model, I actually haven't downloaded this thing. So that's what I get for not following my own advice. Okay, so oh, Aaron Yeager, hell yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Fortnite content, so that's why we're in Fortnite here. So I want to go to Arachnids. I kind of want to have a model that has no mask, so I can show lip syncing, like how I do that. So instead of choosing Marshmallow, which was the original character, I'm going to pick I would like a guy in a suit, which might be this guy. He looks like a kind of gangster person. Oh, I already have him subscribed. That's great. Okay, so his name is Noir. Okay, so perfect, honestly. Noir. So I'm gonna load that. A no music stream, interesting. The SFM error. All right, spy detective. Oh, that's just his hat. That's funny. I don't want just his hat. There we go. So you want the new one, not the old one. We're gonna put this right next to him. Okay, we're gonna see how tall they are. So I kind of want Omega to be taller than him. So I'm going to add a scale control. By the way, when you move your models into your session, always place the model using either by selecting the whole thing or selecting the root transform and then putting them into the session, okay, with your shift click. Always. There's reasons why, but if you understand how, say, the particle editor works, a model is technically a system. It's not a particular character, right? So a model, a model or whatever, a particle system is actually, both of those things are systems, and the root transform acts as the center of the entire system. So you can imagine if this model, you can imagine that if you had a model and it actually consisted of 3 or 4 characters on a single model, right? The root transform controls all 5 models, right? It'll control all of them and it will move them in space. The pelvis is local only to the particular character of whatever it's parented to, you know what I mean? So the pelvis is connected to the head and the arms, whatever, of the character, but it is not connected to, say, if there was another model in that system, that pelvis is not local to that other character. So it's important to understand that distinction between the root transform and the pelvis. The pelvis is local to a particular model, to a particular character, or whatever it is, you know. The root transform is the entire system. So that's the distinction, and that's why you always want to move your root transform to locate the character in the world. And then as you add animation, that's when you deselect the root transform, and that's when you import animation, right? So you're selecting the whole character, you're declicking root transform, so you make sure it's deselected, and you do that by pressing Control. So You select everything, you press Control, and you left click on root transform. That'll deselect root transform. And then you right click and you import animation in this menu here. And you're going to then find your mocap. So that would be here in week 2. This particular thing is called the Fortnite. Did I export it? I hope. Let me see. Fortnite Italians. It's not here. Yeah. So I gotta. Okay. So now you're gonna see the mocap side of this. All right. I actually have to export the animation. So we're gonna go to iPySoft here. We're gonna load that. We are going to open up the recording session, which would be number 1. Would it be number 1? I actually have to look at a document. So let's see. This is what you don't want to do. You don't want to start opening all kinds of shit. What is it called? Mocap sheet. Yeah, it would be called mocap sheet week 2. Okay, so recording 1. All right, so in recording 1, be right here. Okay, now we're going to look at this document. Now, you guys don't have to worry about these numbers. That's something for me when I do things. But this, if you're wondering what these numbers are for, they're actually the frame count for determining where the mocap is located in this recording. So omega is 6426 and 8449. So 6426. I'm going to take this, drag it there. 8449, which is the ending, 8449. I'm going to drag the endpoint to there. So there's me doing mocap, of course. I'm going to export. So, well, first I'm going to import the character, and this is why I asked for skeletons. So the skeleton for Omega is here, and you can see that's his thing. Everything is already sort of automatically targeted. So, but this is why target issues happen. It's because if this might be the pelvis or whatever. So anyway, this should be correct. So I'm going to export this animation. Going to go to save it where I keep my things. So we're going to call this the Fortnite Italians. TFI, Omega, entire sequence, I believe. So we're going to save. So let that do its thing. Now we're going to import the other character, which I'm going to show you now how to export a skeleton, right? So let's just say we have this noir character. We're going to relocate him in the world. So you're going to select your root transform. You're going to set all of these coordinates here to 0 on the position, right? So on his position coordinate thing, you want to set it to 0. He disappeared, but he's actually here. He's under the map somewhere. Doesn't matter. So here you can see him. You're going to set his rotation vector all to 0. So everything is set to 0, 0, 0. And now on his default pose, which is he's already loaded on his default pose, you're going to press everything, and you're going to export animation. You're also going to have your entire timeline selected here. Or actually, you're going to just select the first 10 seconds. It doesn't really matter, but you should select a time. But no, it doesn't really matter. But I am selecting a time because that's good practice. You want to make sure you're just doing good practices. Make it a habit. So export animation. You're going to call it skeleton noir. That's the name of the character. You're going to save and where you keep your skeletons. And now when I get it, so when you guys send this stuff to me, I'm going to import and I'm going to select the file and I'm going to find that particular skeleton. So I have a whole library of skeletons here. And I go to noir. It'll upload here. And what I have to do is I actually have to change some of these things because I know that they're wrong. So the root is what controls some of these models. The spine, BIP spine, okay, Dan Lightbox, weird. Spine 0, I believe, 1 and 2 are correct. I go down here to make sure everything else is correct. It seems everything else is fine. So I'm going to export this out. I'm going to save it as the Fortnite Italians and call it Noir. And we're going to make sure that this thing works. So we are going to go to here, and we are going to deselect the root transform, okay? And we're going to import animation. Well, first we're going to select all of time by hitting Control A. Then we're going to import animation. We're going to import TFI Noir. And there he goes with the mocap. So everything looks normal. It doesn't look like he's floating or whatever. But if he happens to be floating, right, if you see him just all of a sudden just fly out and do all kinds of crazy shit, that means it was retargeted improperly, or it means that there's something wrong with the model and the bones and the way they're connected to each other. So anyway, so I see that his thing is normal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the whole thing, and I'm going to move him up. Again, it's important that you select the whole thing or the root transform, either one, but not the pelvis, right? You don't want to dislocate the pelvis. By the way, I'll just show you what happens when you do that, right? So let's just say I picked the pelvis, and I started moving that, right? Now watch what happens. You see, now he's doing all this kind of weird floating shit. So you see how he's sort of floating back and forth? That's what happens when you move the pelvis and not the root transform, okay? So that's important to understand why that happens. So anyway, you're selecting all of it, right? And you're moving it, the root transform. And now you can see his mocap is normal and in place. So it looks like he is actually having a conversation at some point whenever he decides to move. I wonder if this is Omega's or if this is Noir's. No, I did it wrong, so I exported the wrong thing. So I just have to re-import. I have to redo this actually. So, oh no, I didn't. Oh, I see. I didn't select the new time here. All right, so it's 4412. Sorry, I forgot to do this. 4412, 6052. And that should be Noir's animation. So now I'm going to export again. And I'm going to put that onto Noir, replace it. All right, now I'm going to save, and I'm going to close this because we don't need it anymore. We're going to re-import. So by the way, if you need to re-import an animation, just set them all back to default by importing his default sequence. That way you don't have any previous mocap data interfering with things. So now you go to, so now I'm going to re-import everything again. So here he is. He's walking and he starts talking, right? So, by the way, when you get your mocap, right, the first step you want to do is you want to just look at your mocap. You know what I'm saying? You're going to just look at your mocap, just look at and see what it's doing, you know? So for him here, right, and the way that you're going to be sort of understanding like what he's supposed to be doing, you're going to be using a script. So for this one, the script is the Fortnite Italians, right? So we're going to go there. And in this script, so now I chose Noir, right? So this is not Marshmallow anymore, it's Noir. And you want to have a picture of him if you have it. But anyway, Marshmallow and Omega are hanging out at location X. Now, obviously, if you have a well-written script, you don't have location X. You write desert here, right? You'd have desert. Are hanging out at desert in a desert. There you go. So also rename this to Noir. So yeah, if your script is well written, it should make sense to you about what's happening, right? So Noir and Omega are hanging out in a desert, right? So that's what's happening here. They're going to be hanging out, meaning they're probably talking. If you want to specify that, you can write Noir and Omega are talking in a desert after Omega does blah, blah, blah. You know, like just specifying what they might be doing in your descriptor, right? So this is called a descriptor, which is like the introductory thing to a script. It's like the thing that tells you what's going on in a scene. This is also like a descriptor, but it's more of a, I guess you could say like a smaller version of a descriptor where it's describing the exact actions of what the characters are doing. So Omega walks up to A, towering over him. There's a long pause. Then Omega starts to laugh. A joins in. So this A is supposed to be Noir. So Noir joins in and starts laughing too. Now, if you're actually looking at this animation, you're actually going to see a moment where he backs up like this, right? So this is me interpreting the script when I do motion capture, right? So the assumption is that, you know, if Omega walks up to Noir, right, towering over him, right, the idea is that Noir is going to walk up to Noir. Omega is going to walk up to Noir, and he's going to just be in his face. And so he's backing away, you know? So that's my interpretation of that, and that's how I performed it. And understanding that I am part of the process of looking at the mocap and interpreting what is written in it is important to understand, like, how the mocap is done, you know, like what's going on in the motion capture. So you can also ask me questions about how I interpreted something, but obviously the best way to make sure that that you get the thing that you are sort of looking for is to make sure that you write it well. So learning how to write a good script is going to help you or help people interpret your script. That's actually what they're for. Scripts are for other people to interpret them in the way that you want. So now I'm going to import Omega's thing. So imported his animation. And now the idea is once you've imported your animation, right, they're going to be doing like things like this, you know, they might be all over. Now the idea is that the idea is that you want to sync up his motion to the other guy's motion. You know what I'm saying? So that they're performing in roughly the same, in sync with each other. So obviously when he walks forward, he leans back, right? So that's like a moment in time that you want to sync together. And that will put all of your motion in sync, you know? So all your mocap, like from different characters, will be in sync with each other. So there he is, he does that. And obviously we want them facing one another. Right, so he's gonna be like this. Let's just make sure they're correctly angled. So there we go. That's a good thing right there. And we also want to make Omega just bigger than this. So we're going to increase his size to something like that. That makes more sense. Okay, so here we go. So now that's one cue that's in sync, and you're going to be looking for all types of cues to put them in sync with each other. So okay, the beginning, by the way, the beginning of the motion capture is usually me actually getting into position. So, so here we go. So this is where it starts. He turns around, and now they're facing each other, right? So the idea is he's doing something over here, right? So he's doing something over here. I don't know what it is, but maybe he's like looking at a dead body or something. Noir comes over, right? So he's going to be walking over. He starts talking, and Omega turns around to face him. And now they're talking to each other, you know? So yeah, so that's good. So just watching it through, just, you know, watch it through, make sure, you know, things look good. He walks over, so he does that thing. Then he starts laughing, so that's him laughing. That's him also laughing, saying, hey, you're a funny guy, you're a funny guy. And when I do this, right, this T-pose, that means that it's done. By the way, you'll notice like that I also do one at the beginning of these takes. So you see here, there's a T-pose. And that's the beginning of the take. But yeah, that's not really relevant. You want to sync up cues within the thing. So that's this particular cue here is one way to sync it up. Now, mocap, right, between different characters is kind of arbitrary in the sense that you don't have to stick to the exact thing that's there. When you are cutting up your shot, you can obviously choose things that actually fit the shot more appropriately than, say, that particular moment in mocap, Now me, I'm not going to really do that, mostly because I know that the thing is going to look, for the most part, decent. So the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that all the you want to basically prepare yourself for cutting up your scene. So by cutting up, I mean, like, you have this whole thing. It's shot one, right? Now, the purpose of creating a scene build from all directions, and this is useful for Roblos to understand, is the reason you want your scene build to look good from all directions is because you want to be able to position your camera in different places during this part of the process before you're going to split up your shots into all different types of things. So for here, right, we're already getting a sense of, okay, where's the camera going to be, right? So I'm going to copy this work camera. Actually, I'm going to use the work camera. We're already getting a sense of how this conversation is going to play out. So already we know that we want to have a shot that establishes the scene. So maybe I'll put like an ice cream truck here or something. I don't know, something silly. I don't know what I'm going to put, but obviously you want your opening shot to be, something like this that shows them doing stuff. So, okay, so this is probably the opening shot. And then he's going to walk in. Oh, obviously, since this is YouTube Shorts, you want to make sure things are kind of centered, centered as in like centered to the screen. So it's going to probably look something like this. And it's probably going to be, it's going to be like this. And then, it's going to do something like that. And then it's going to cut, right? Then it's going to cut over to them talking this way. Well, probably you want to stay on the same side. Or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Those are all kind of cinema techniques. But anyway, so yeah, you want to have them talking at some point. A camera angle where they're talking. You want to make sure it's centered, pretty much. So anyway, they're talking, blah, blah, blah. So this is also probably going to be a camera angle. You might have an over the shot of him talking here. You might have a reaction shot of him, just his face. You might have him talking, so just looking at him while he's speaking. So these four things that I'm looking at here, right? So this camera angle, this camera angle, this camera angle, that camera angle, this camera angle. These are all camera angles that I'm keeping in mind, right? And you can also duplicate them if you want to, if you know like exactly what it's going to be. You can create them right now. So in fact, we'll actually do that. So work camera, and then work camera 2 is going to be something like this. Something like this, maybe. Work camera 3 is going to be over the headshot, so something like this. Work camera 4 is going to be something like this. Let me just play it. So that's another shot, work camera 4. Another shot is, and by the way, this is not precise. This is not a precise thing. Then you got him like this. And then you might want to have a shot where it's both of them talking like this or something. I don't know, something like that. So, okay. So now we take a look at our work camera shots. So these are our, so this is supposed to be our opening shot. This is supposed to be another conversation shot. This is another over the shoulder thing. this is a, well, this would be the, let's just move it out just a touch so it's not so crazy. And then you have this one and you have this one. So we have our camera angles, right? So you want to have those created before you start splitting up your shot. And then you'll fix them later, right? So this is just to give you a general sort of outline for what you're going to do. The next thing you want to do is, you want to import, you want to create your idols if you haven't made them already. And you're going to import, and then you're going to import your idols. So for Omega, I already have his idols made. So I've already explained what idols are to the team, but I'm going to show you how I make an idol today. That way you have the knowledge of making your own, on how to make your own. But I'm going to import real quick the idols that I made for him, for Omega, so relaxed. So there's his relaxed hands. And now for him, it's the same thing. So let's see, fingers, let's see, import animation. By the way, when you're importing animation, just select the fingers and import. And now you go to the place where that's located, arachnid models, relaxed, maybe. And there you go. So that's the relaxed hand idol. Now, technically speaking, Noir, let's see if we can remove his glasses. Yes, we can. Let's remove his glasses, and let's see if this idol actually exists for him, if it works. Face idol listening, so let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so I'm gonna make his face idol again because it's not exactly, it doesn't look exactly that clean. So it was made for a different kind of character, you know, it was made for Calamity. So I'm going to create a new idol, and you'll see how I do that process. So I'm gonna undo that. I'm also gonna fix his eyes so that it's local view target. Okay, so let's start with that, right? So if you haven't done this already, what you're supposed to do before even getting motion capture is to have your idols prepared for the models that you're going to use for that week. You're going to create a duplicate of your model by just copying and pasting it. You're going to import sequence and give him the default position. Now you're just going to want to be able to look at his face. You're also going to want to remove any kind of obstruction. So you want to get rid of that hat. Oh. Maybe we'll have that for the whole thing, yeah, let's get rid of that hat. That looks like some Italian mobster shit. So, okay, so now on this, right, so what we're going to do is we're going to record, we're going to do facial idols. And the way to approach this is to think about it conceptually, right, instead of procedurally. Meaning it's not exactly a procedure, but if you understand the concept, you can create your own procedure for how you do it. Now, the idea is that the way the face moves, right? There are many things about, well, not just the face, but anything, like any particular body movement or whatever. There's things that are important to the body movement, and then there's things that are supplementary to that body movement. They happen as a result of that motion. So when you close your eyes, when you blink, right? Yes, you have like 52 or 100 bones or something like that in your face, right? You don't actually need to capture all that information, right? Because the most important thing that you'll actually notice is that person's eyes, right? So the immediate noticing of something, right? So that's where you want to put most of your value, is in the things that people will actually, is the thing that controls the main source of what is happening. So for a human face, that is the eyes blinking. So is the eyes, like the way that they're moving, where they're looking, right? But it's also blinks, right? Because if you would notice something is off if a person doesn't blink. So so the blinking is the thing that you will notice the most. And so that's where you want to have most of your power, right? So most of your effort and energy will go into making sure the blink looks good. So technically speaking, you can use either the blink on this model or the lid closer. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, subsequent movements would be eyelid raising. So you might raise or lower your eyelids for a specific, just like as a subtle movement, The second thing that people notice about emotion is your eyebrows. So, if you're angry, right, which would be, I guess he doesn't really have an angry face, but this would maybe be angry or something. And that's something that you want to consider. Everything else on the face is kind of just supplementary to that. And so that's the most of the things that you're going to be doing is just blinking and eyebrow movement. Everything else is kind of secondary to that and not as important. So making sure that those two things look good is going to be your first sort of objective. So we're going to start here by blinking. And I'm also going to show you the procedure in which you're going to be, doing puppeteering, which is how I do this. Now you can do this with keyframes if you want. I find that puppeteering is a lot faster for this type of thing because there's sliders that you can use. And also there's a type of uniqueness about using puppeteering that I think, you can capture the uniqueness of something because it is not like when you're creating curves, right? Your hand is more random, if that makes sense, than say you making a plan with curves and keyframes. And so you're actually going to get this more unique touch to the movement of whatever it is that you're doing. So that's why in most cases you do kind of want to use the motion editor because it gives you that. That's the value in using it, is it gives you this unique, it will give you a unique approach to doing a type of movement. And so you're going to see, I'm going to be recording this and you're going to see each blink is going to be unique. They're not going to be copies of each other, which is something kind of important is that thing that it's unique. So anyway, to do this, right, to do puppeteering, you're going to just start from, from 0 and you're going to make something that's maybe 30 seconds long. Doesn't really matter how long it is. The longer, the better. But yeah, so what you're going to do is you're just going to control these sliders, right? You're going to have the sliders selected as the thing plays. So you can see as I hit the play button and then I start moving the sliders, right? And I'm just moving it like randomly right now. You can see that there's actually data being put here. And that's what puppeteering is you're actually doing live this ability to do things with your mouse in a live sort of recording type of thing. Now that's not perfect for everything, but for a lot of things, that's a very useful tool to use. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to record some face motion of him blinking. Then you're going to see me go in and start dressing it up, So I'm going to press play. So that was the first thing. So now I'm going to go do it again. I'm doing it kind of slow because I'm going to shorten the time a little bit. And now with blinks, the way that they work in time is that the initial mountain is faster. It stays up at the blinked position for a moment, and then it comes off slower. So your hills, right? So your curve data, it'll look like this kind of hump that happens, almost like a cliff type of thing. So I'm going to do it one more time. He blinks, stays there for a moment, then he unblinks. And that unblink is going to be slow out. Okay, cool. So now I have 4 unique blinks. Now you can do that in real time or you can do it in slow-mo like I just did. What you're going to do is you're going to select, right, by hitting the shift and the left click and dragging on your region. So let's say you had no region selected. You hit the shift button, your green thing will appear. Then you left click. Now you can drag, right, with your mouse, and you're going to go all the way. You're going to hit the smooth button a couple times. And then you're going to hit your Alt, and you're going to grab your end region, and you're going to shrink that down, right, to something very quick, because this is a blink, obviously. So we're going to slow it down even more. There we go. That's pretty good. Let's make it a little longer. Cool. So now I'm going to take these things. I'm actually going to separate them. Very good. Okay, so now I'm going to take this one as well. And I'm going to shrink it down like this. Shrink it down even more. So I'm going to fix one thing about this first blink, which is I want to make this region flat. So I'm going to select it, add just a touch of roll off, and then I'm going to, oopsie, I'm going to select lid closer, and I'm going to select 1, and that'll push it up to the top. And that gives him that little blink. And let's smooth it out. Oh, nope. Let's select this. Okay, let's get rid of the fall off, and let's select this. I don't really like that. Let's actually just make it smaller. So right now I'm just selecting these little moments here in the blink and just decreasing the size. So there you go. Now he's blinking. And now you can continue that process where you're just recording through all the 30 seconds. I actually might do that. Or you can just copy paste the good ones that you have, and then you can just paste it to make your time faster. But I think I'm going to do this all the way. So I'm going to let it play. I'm going to just create some more, just to give me a little bit more variety. So third blink. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick double blink like that. That was actually terrible, so I'm going to redo it again. So then he goes, blinks, opens his eyes slowly, and then he blinks again, opens his eyes slowly, and now he's going to do a long blink. Okay, so that wasn't super clean, but we're going to just hit the smooth button. Oh man, I probably have to just do it again, but that's okay. Shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, I didn't like this, so I'm going to delete it. I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier, so I'm going to select a little fall off, and I'm going to shrink it all down. So there's his double blink. So I'm actually going to move this by hitting Control X. So select it, Control X, put it right here. So select another region, Control V to paste it. I'm going to make this faster by selecting it and then doing Shift scroll wheel to create a fall off. And now I'm going to shrink it down, pressing the end, hitting Alt and dragging my mouse will shrink and increase it. So there's his nice double blink, which is good. Now I'm going to take this long blink. I'm going to Control X to cut it and Control V to paste it. Commit your changes. And now I'm going to make this smaller. So let's shrink it down. Let's also increase this with a 1. So that's his long blink. And don't worry too much about this fall off here. It's normal to have some imperfection, right? Humans aren't robots. So there you go. So that's his long blinks, that's his short blinks, and that's his double blinks. And all of them are unique. So that's kind of the whole purpose behind it, is that all the curves are unique. And so that's one of the things, that's a subtle sort of detail for making sure, for providing that sort of thing. So okay, now I'm going to take this, I'm going to just copy paste it. I'm going to move this double blink to the very end. Well, no, that's okay. It's just going to be one blink then. One blink that I'll move. I'll move a good blink. Paste it like that. Playhead, so you want to get rid of anything you're not using by selecting the whole region, hitting playhead on an empty place in that region, and now you have your blinks. So anyway, that's kind of how you do puppeteering in a general sense. And now you're going to see me do the rest of this using the same procedure of me moving things with the mouse. So let's see. We are going to hit the play button. Okay, so I'm just going to go and press it. And now you can see I'm sort of jiggling his eyebrows a little bit into different forms, and just getting a feel for how I want his face to react. So we're actually going to start with lower. So in between blinks, that's when you want to change the expression. So when he blinks, that's when you want your shift to a different expression to happen. So pressing play. So he's a little angry. Now he lifts his eyebrows just a little bit. That's another one. Now he's not angry anymore. Now he's more angry. I think that's it, right? Yeah, okay. So this happened a bit too late, so I'm going to just shift it like that. By the way, if you're wondering how to do that, that's Control, left click, or no. It's Alt, I'm sorry, not Control, but Alt, left click. With the region selected, and you have your roll-offs there, you can move in time and it will stretch like this. So you can see he changed his expression there when he blinked. He's going to change his expression again, so there's a slight expression change. His eyebrows raise. Now you're going to see when he blinks, it's going to do a sharp thing like that, which is good. That's what we want. So this is a little late, so I want to move this like that. I want to move it so that it's like that, and it's a little bit too linear, so I'm gonna maybe do something like this. So there you go. That's not exactly how you should approach that problem, but that's a way to approach it. Using the round tool to smooth something out like that. You don't want to get used to doing stuff like that. But anyway, you're going to take your region here. Now you're going to just smooth it ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. So one pass is fine for that particular kind of recording. And now that's him lowering his eyebrows, right? I'm going to create a inner razor. Yeah, so I'm going to inner razor this as well. So I'm going to select all of them so I can actually see the curves that are going on. That way you can actually determine when he blinks, and it'll give you a clue as to when to actually hit the buttons. So here we go. So I actually want the inner razor to start at this point, and he's going to actually drop it. Let's do that again. He drops it a little bit. Raise it up. Raise it up. Now he's going to drop it. I dropped it too soon. Perfect. Okay, so now I go to my inner razor. I'm just going to smooth it. Again, just one time is fine. You want those little twitches, you know, because the twitches is kind of what makes it look natural. The human face twitches slightly. And you don't want this floating things going on. So you see how it's kind of floating here? The face transitions from one thing to another kind of quickly. And you don't want it to be visible during, you want it to be kind of happening while other things are happening, right? So while he's blinking of the transition. So I'm going to move this like this. So you see, it's like now he's in a different facial expression. And that's great. So, okay. All right, so that's most of the important part of that's the important part of a facial idol. Which, by the way, this is a listening idol, so this is his face that he makes when he's listening to someone talk. You can do different types of emotions, so if you want him to be sad or something, you know. Oh, by the way, you want to do eyelids as well, so just add a little bit of a twitch to the eyelids, so like that. Let me see, lid razor. Yeah, you can do a little bit of both razor and squinting, so let's save, by the way. Oh, I saved. What you want to do, by the way, is you want to save as, make it a new session for yourself, Fortnite commission, YT Shorts program. I'm going to call this Court the Fortnite Italians. Okay, so now we're all saved. Save again. We're going to do a lid razor. So whenever he blinks, that's when you're going to raise his eyelids at certain places. So we're going to select everything so we can see the curves. We're going to go to our lid razor here. We're going to do that, okay? So let's hit play. Now I'm twitching it just a little bit. Now it's dropped a little. Raised a little bit. Raised. Twitching. Dropped. Okay, so I didn't drop it at the end. I'm actually going to do that. Going to lid razor. And, okay, I dropped it. So there he goes. He's looking. He's twitching his eyelids. Now it's down again. Blinking again. All right, so now I'm going to smooth it. Just once. You don't want to remove the details that you added. You just want to get rid of sharp changes, like extremely sharp. So there you go. That's him squinting. Now I'm not going to do a squint, but you can, right? You can do a squint. You can also do lower face. Not lower face, mid face, I mean. So if you want to raise his cheeks during a particular motion, let's actually try that because that might actually look pretty good when he does something. So let's select the whole face. Let's go to cheek raiser. Which is right here, this cheek raiser. Now we're gonna play it. Now we're doing that. We're just jiggling it around a bit. Now he's gonna blink. Moving his cheeks a little bit. Back to default. Okay, so now we have our cheek raiser. We're gonna smooth it. Now we're just gonna see what it looks like. It's okay. That first beginning part is not spectacular, but anyway, the point is you can actually just iterate this over and over again. So if you make a mistake and you don't like what you made, you could just do it again. You know, you could just record it again so you get something that you like. So here, I mean, I've just done this so often that usually the first iteration is good for me. Anyway, so that's how you make a facial idol. So what you're going to do in order to save your facial idol, by the way, you can also add eye movement if you want to your facial idol, but just make it subtle eye twitchies like that. But it doesn't matter. You're going to be changing your eyes anyway. You're going to be animating those in the particular project that you're in. So you're going to select a region here. You're going to select the face bones. Then you're going to select the region of interest from 0 to 30 here. 31 actually. Make sure that's selected. Save. And then you're going to export your animation. You're going to save it in the place where you keep your idols. So here, I'm going to call it face idol. Listening noir. So save that. And now I can use it every time that I want to use noir. I can just import this, and I'll actually show you how that's done. We're actually going to import sequence, set it all to default. That didn't work. So I set everything to playhead, so to playhead it. Anyway, you're going to select your face. You're going to import animation. You're going to select face idol listening noir. Open up. Click OK. And boom, you have your facial idol. So now you only needed to make your face animation once. And obviously you do this before mocap so that once you receive mocap, you just import your animation and boom, you're done. So now I'm going to actually do that. I'm going to copy this facial animation to noir number 1. Here he's talking, right? So there's him talking. And you can see his facial idols and they look pretty good. So you'll notice that detail. And that's why you want to make your facial idols look as good as possible. Now we can actually delete this noir too if we want. Okay, now. So that's how you create an idol. Facial idols and finger idols, your hand idols are the same idea, except they're just poses. They're not animation. You want to make default poses for the hand positions. And then you'll actually notice how I use these default poses to transition between different hand gestures. It is a similar system to how Valve kind of uses their gestures system to create characters having conversations. If you guys weren't aware of their sequences, how they use sequences, they piece them together using this program called Face Poser, or whatever. In Face Poser, you would connect these different gestures together modularly. And so it's based on a similar sort of process. So no, it is not a original genius idea from me, right? It is a well-established thing that Valve did, and I just simply adapted it to SFM. You know what I mean? As a workflow solution for me. So okay, the next thing you want to do, right, with your session, is you want to now fix anything like clipping, any obvious clipping that's going on. You want to fix also you want to basically fix the way that the mocap looks, which is, mocap will sometimes have your characters, I don't know if you can see this, but his arms are clipping into his chest here. You kind of want to just, generally speaking, go through the animation, observe where these things happen, and then you want to buff out the shoulders. So for me, by default, across all of the things, like with everything selected, you just buff out the shoulder a little bit, buff out the shoulder a little bit using the dark blue thing. And then you want to move this inwards like this, I believe, I'm pretty sure, and move this inwards on the green like this. And now, so that should look normal in terms of shoulder, with his shoulders, right? Okay, he's talking, he's doing all that. Okay, just making sure. Now there is a region here where he does clip into his chest. So what you want to do is you want to wait for that to happen. For me, this is kind of popping out a little too far, but that's okay. We'll actually fix that later. Okay. Just playing through, looking for this region where it clips. Does it clip here? Clips a little bit. So we're actually going to select this region. So the way you want to select this is where it clips, right? And then you want to roll off where it starts to not clip. So from the place where it's normal, like right here, that's where you want to begin your roll off. Then it clips, right? So once it clips, that's where you want your green region to be located. And then as you see it's exiting the clipping, right? That's when you want to, that's where you want to put your end region, and then your fall off will be when it's normal again. So your entire clipped region should be inside of the green, the dark green, and your transition from normal into clipping should be your light green fall offs. And this is where you adjust. So with those selected, that's when you adjust the thing like this. You can choose upper arm or a collar. Well, first you would choose maybe the collar. Then your upper arm, just move that blue out a little bit. And because you're in this dark green region to see it, you can actually move it out of the clipping region. These will look normal. You get what I'm saying? So there you go. So that's no more clipping anymore on that body part. There's another region that's clipping, and I'll show you again that exact process. So here, let's see, I just saw it, but I just want to make sure there's not more. Okay, so there is more. So, okay, I'm going to go right here. So here I notice it clipping. His jacket is clipping into his torso. So again, it's normal over here. So that's where your fall off is going to begin. This is where it's entering clipping, and this is where it's mostly clipping. And that's where it's becoming normal again. So I'm going to select this whole region right here, like this. Now I'm going to fall off. So I'm rolling this fall off all the way out there actually. And I'm going to take this fall off right here. So this is where the clipping begins. It comes into clipping, it's still clipping, and now that's where it leaves. I'm actually moving this right here. So that's where it exits. So now you're going to buff out just the collar. So I pressed the collar, I buffed it out a little with the blue, dark blue rotation gizmo. You want to do the same thing right here. Now if we play this, you're going to notice that everything looks good. So I'm actually going to go like that, just to adjust it. There. So now no more clipping in that region. So here I notice it clipping. So I'm going to select right here. So that's where, so this is where your fall off will begin, right? Because that's where it starts, is going to go into clipping. Here is where it starts to clip, right? And the exit of the clip is right there. So right around here, and now you're gonna roll your fall off. So right here goes into clipping, then it comes out, and now it's normal. So here we're buffing out the shoulder, buffing this out a little bit, and you can see as I play it, it's actually normal now. You see? So no more clipping. So yeah, get that intuition down for identifying these clipped regions. If you need some more visual assistance, these curves, they can tell you exactly where that happens. Usually a character will clip and it'll look like a hill like this, right? The top of the hill is usually where the maximum clipping is going to be occurring if there's a clipped region. And then the transition, right? You need to visually see what's going on in the scene there, but you have to see what's going on. The end of the hill is usually where that happens. So that's where you want your fall offs to be located. Anyway, we're going through this again. It's looking pretty nice in terms of clipping, rather that it's not clipping. Now he extends his arm a little too far here. I actually want to fix that right now. So I'm going to actually do the opposite of pushing the things out. I'm going to push it inwards. So I'm going to select the region where that happens, where I see it's pushed inwards too much. And it's the same story. So you got this region here. There's going to be hills that determine the transition. So right here is the crest of that hill. And now that's where, right here is where that motion begins for that particular thing that I want to fix. And then towards the end, that's when it fixes itself. And this is where you want the end of your transition region to be. Now we're going to buff his shoulder. We're actually going to put his shoulder inwards. So we're actually going like this. Now we're going to see what it looks like. Okay, so that looks normal. I feel like I want it like this. All right. And it goes back to normal. Now there's a funny region here where his arm is twisted outwards. I actually want to twist this outwards. I want to twist this inwards. So I'm going to go select where that happens. So right here, I can see that's where it's twisting outwards. Then it fixes itself. So I want to have this right where it's about to do the thing. I'm going to select this upper arm again. You can see like visually that's where this is occurring. So this is where the beginning of that happens. And then it sort of staves off there. And then it transitions back to normal. So now just going to fix it so that it's like that. Buff it outwards like so. And let's see what it looks like. I don't really like how that's transitioning. Actually, I think it's okay. I think the lower arm. I'm also going to smooth it out, but we'll do that later. Actually, okay. So anyway, I'm just going to let it go for now. It's pretty okay. It's not a big deal. All right, so let's move on to the next thing, which is also the omega. That's the next thing you want to sort of do, is to make sure he's good. So looking at his animation, all right, what I'm going to do just by default, so I'm going to save, select the omega, buff out his shoulders, just a touch with everything selected. Then you're going to move his shoulders inwards. Move his shoulder inwards. Now we just want to see what it looks like. We're actually going to buff out this arm slightly. Move the red in. We want him to appear hulking and intimidating, you know. Here he's kind of walking up into his face. I barely see any clipping at all, so it's a good thing. Means less work to do. There's a little jitteries here, but don't worry about that. Anyway, he walks away. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to do a smoothing pass on everything. And now there's a certain way you want to do this sort of smoothing pass. You want to keep actions that are fast not as smooth as actions that are sort of not fast. You know, kind of just slowish. So while they're talking, that's a place to do smoothing. But say if he's walking, you don't really want to smooth that out. So for here, on Noir, he's walking up. And now from here, all the way to the end, I believe. Yeah, so that's fine. So I'm going to add just a touch of roll off. You're going to have one pass of smooth. So you're going to hit that smooth button once. And now all the jitteries are gone. And then you're going to do the same thing to Omega. So with Omega, I'm going to select all of him, because I don't think he does any rapid movements. And we want that pretty smooth. Yeah, so we're going to select him, select everything, then hit the smooth once. Commit your changes by hitting enter. And now both of them have smoothed animation, no jitters. So what we're doing now is we're just watching the whole thing play out. And we're about to get ready to, by the way, we're going to copy paste the face animation So you're going to take this 30 seconds and you're going to copy paste it. Obviously that's what we made it for, so that we don't have to keep doing that all over, like over and over again. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do, so this is the part where, you know, once your mocap is kind of generally speaking cleaned up like that, then you're going to import your sound, you know, like the sound files. So we're going to save. We're going to go here. We're going to the sound. We're going to go to dialogue. We're going to find where our stuff is. I think I have to put it into user mod. So let's do that. So we're going to go to user mod. So go to your user mod folder. If you have another place where you keep your sound, that's totally fine. Commissions, YT, animation database, mocap, week 2. No, not mocap. I'm looking for sound, right? VA. Fortnite Italians. I'm going to rename this to Noir. And I'm going to put this, now because I have 2 files that are named the same, I'm actually going to call this the Fortnite Italians. Oh, you actually don't want to do names like that. You want to keep underscores for everything. TFI underscore omega, right? Same thing with this. TFI underscore noir. I'm going to throw that in there. Okay, so now I have it in my user mod. I'm now going to go to add clip to track. I'm going to add clip to track. I'm going to rescan. And here we are.
Hey, oh man.
If you speak to me.
So I'm going to import both of these. Okay, so now they're imported.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you. Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something.
If
You know, with the orange
Moving this away.
crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you, huh?
If you speak.
So by the way, when you listen to your sound, the idea is actually, let me hear if there's sound on the stream. Yeah, okay. So yeah, when you do this, you're obviously using your script to be able to tell where things are located. In the script, that's where he says this, right? I mean, what the hell's the matter with you? Then Omega's like, if you speak to me again, I will kill you. So he's going to say this after he goes like that. So we're moving these things down. We're going to move this way.
Matters with you, huh? All that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter? All that much. I mean, what the hell's the matters with you, huh?
He walks in. Then he says his line, Omega.
You speak to me again, I will kill you.
And then he's going to laugh. And we actually can visibly see when he does this. So we're moving this down.
I will kill you. I will kill you.
That's where he visually laughs. See if we can get an exact thing here.
Yeah.
And he's going to laugh at the same time.
You're a funny guy, huh? You're a funny guy, huh? Yeah. Guy, you schmuck.
All right. I'd like to use that final line, but it's too long, so I'm going to play it through just so I can hear everything. So yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to cut up your lip sync, and then you want to put it.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them,
I'm actually going to separate.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them, superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you, huh?
If you speak to me again, I will kill you.
You're a funny guy, huh? Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so it looks really good, actually, like in terms of everything falling into place. So what we're going to do before cutting up this shot into different shots, which is going to make our lives a lot easier, we're going to add the head movement right now, because it's clean enough to be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is the same thing. So I'm going to do same thing as facial idols. I'm going to use puppeteering to do that. So the first one is going to be him. So you're going to select the head, and just like we did with the facial idols where you're moving the sliders around, it's the same idea, except you're using the reticle to move his head around in response to what he's saying. Now you obviously want to move the head in order to, so the reason why this is such a good thing to do is because the body is moving, and so your mouse gets to respond to the motion of his body, you know? Puppeteering really works, couples well when you, with motion capture for that reason. So yeah, I'm gonna play it through. You're gonna choose a vantage point in which to have to move his head. And my suggestion would be to always sort of start from the vantage point of the character that the opposing character is talking to. So if Noir is talking to Omega, then you want to choose a camera angle that starts with Omega's head. Because, you know, when you're moving this, you're basically going to always be moving it towards looking at you, you know? And that makes it obvious, you know? So you're always going to try to aim the camera at you, aim the head reticle at you while you're recording. So, and you're going to see that play out. And obviously, you know, Omega, he's going to be moving a lot. So you're going to have to choose different vantage points, right? Because you can't move your camera while Omega is, while the thing is really moving. So anyway, you're going to see this live and it'll make sense. You're going to hit the rotation reticle. You're going to put his head into, you know, whatever, some kind of default position. So now you're going to hit play. Now you can see I'm moving his head. So, okay, what I want, I'm going to undo that. So we're going to do it again. Let me just see where Omega is located, like actually in space. So here he is in actual location. All right, so we're going to do this again. And you might have to do this in pieces, you know. You might have to do this not all in one take. So here we go, playing. Okay, we want his, we're going to move this back just slightly, right? Because we noticed that we need to go again. So here we go. All right, so now his head is here. He's talking like this.
Hey, Omega, look, you're
All right, now we're in a position where we can actually go all the way through.
a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matters with you, huh?
All right, that was pretty good. I actually want to see what it looks like. So I'm going to smooth. So what you do after you record your head motion is you hit the smooth button three to five times. I'm going to move it
Really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matters with you, huh?
It looks pretty good. So there you can see his head motion.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something.
Now I'm obviously going to fix this because I don't like how he's sort of faced not towards Omega. But obviously you don't want to fix that now. You're going to fix that when you have different shots. But as a sort of
with the
preliminary
orange
thing,
crap all over you and the
it looks
horns or
fine.
whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matters with you, huh?
And here, we just want to do something similar. So we're going to go back to the head. Now we need to sort of see over Omega's shoulders because he's going to walk.
If you speak to me again, I will kill you.
You're a funny guy, huh? yeah. Guy, you schmuck.
All right, that was pretty good. So now you take that
Okay.
orange region, if you did something like that, and then you move it like this. There you go. And we smooth it out 3 times.
If you speak to me again, I will kill you.
You're a funny guy, huh? yeah. Guy, you schmuck.
Okay, cool. All right, save. And now we're going to do the same thing with Omega. We're going to select his head and do the same procedure. Same procedure. So starting from here. All right, so now I got to choose a different vantage point, which is now him. So,
Hey, Omega, look, you're really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matters with you, huh?
If you speak to me again, I will kill you.
it's pretty good. He turns his head.
You're a funny guy, huh?
Cool. So that's the end of it. So now I'm going to just smooth it 3 times. It's very simple. The head motion is very, 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 very simple to do.
Yeah.
Now we're going to look at Omega to see his head motion.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest, you're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you, huh?
If you speak to me again, I will kill you.
You're a funny guy, huh?
All right, that was pretty good. So, okay, now that you have that, right, now you're pretty much ready to start splicing up your session into different shots. Well, also you want to make sure that your scene build is actually ready. Now, I wanted to put like an ice cream truck over here somewhere, but I think I'm going to just do that later because I don't really know what I want to put here. I got to give them a reason as to why they're in the fucking desert. But yeah, I'm guessing maybe they're digging up they're putting some mafia shit. They're shoveling people into the ground or whatever. So I think that would be pretty funny if there's like dead bodies here and there's a shovel or whatever. I should have done that in the mocap where I was just shoveling or something, but that's okay. I think that'll be fine, and I'll add that stuff later on. But yeah, you want to make sure your scene build is all prepared. Now that your cleanup is all ready, now you can actually go in and you can start using your cameras from earlier that you set up and cutting up your shots. So obviously the plan that I had in my head was opening shot, right? So this is where it begins. So I'm going to make a cut here. And
Hey, Omega, look, you're real.
he's walking. I'm also going to probably I'm going to do something with this audio so that everything is on time with when he begins speaking. So here, I think I'm going to make my first cut. Okay, one good thing that you should do is you want to make your cuts long enough so that you can just shrink it later. So from here to maybe 10 seconds or more. So choosing blocks of 10 is a good sort of time frame to then cut down. Again, it's all sort of arbitrary, so that's why you want to do procedures like that. But anyway, the first camera angle will be this. And now I'm shooting for vertical. So I just want to make sure like my characters fit in a vertical setting. And I also want to make sure that I kind of want an over-the-shoulder thing here. All right, so that's my first shot. And I'm actually going to trim it down. He's going to say, "Hey, Omega." And then bring that down. So as he turns, that's when I want the second camera to sort of look into him. Gonna make the next cut. So on shot 3, it's gonna be this one. And obviously, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this to be in sync with him turning, right? So he's turning in the previous shot, right? So he's turning here. Now it syncs up like that. You get what I'm saying?
Omega, look, you're a really nice guy.
So that's how you're supposed to use your mocap. You can move things if you need to in order to fix stuff like that. At this point, it's like traditional filmmaking.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest, you're also kind of scary.
Okay, so I'm moving this. Hey, Omega, so.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something.
I'm also going to change his position on camera, because obviously I don't like that he's facing the side. I want him to be facing him. So I'm going to now move this in shot 3. So in shot 3, I'm moving him to be facing Omega.
You know what, you know, orange crap. Nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of...
I also want it to be more centered, so I'm going to adjust the camera angles. Would be nice to have a overlay for this. Might actually make 2 different camera angles. I'm going to call this one vertical and call this one horizontal, because we're going to export both versions, right? So on the vertical, just want to make sure you don't really want too much of his back. You want him to be in the center, and you just want him poking out over here.
Okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem.
Oh, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to track the camera so that he'll be in the center.
Nice guy.
I'll actually do that right now. So, okay, another puppeteering thing, okay, is camera motion. So we're actually going to do this here, where we're going to track the camera. So you're going to select the camera, put it onto the thing, and you're just going to move it as it's playing, and that will puppeteer the camera as well. So I'm going to press play.
Nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and...
So once it's recorded, right, you're going to hit the smooth button maybe 5 times. By the way, to see the recording,
okay?
that's what it looks like.
You, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the guy, okay?
I'm going to add just a little bit of camera shake. And by that, right, so what I did was I just touched jitter just ever so slightly. I'll do it again, just so you see. You take jitter, and you use just these, like, 1% jitter. That's all you want, 1%. Use some smooth, 80%, 90%. That'll give you a very subtle, and then you do that smooth 3 times, and then I'll give you a very subtle handheld type of
you know, and
motion.
The team, they don't,
and it's not too extreme.
Don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the guy.
I'm going to do the same with the horizontal. So the horizontal will be just the horizontal version. And the way you want to do that is you want to have him on this side and him on this side. So
guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and...
I'm going to smooth that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1% jitter. %, smooth. The more you jitter, the more you need to smooth.
Nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. With the orange crap.
Now, obviously, his head is sort of, because I moved him earlier, his head is looking in the wrong direction.
Nice guy, okay? I like.
So I'm going to go to his head. I'm going to do another puppeteering so that he's tracking his head. So here we go.
Okay? I like you, And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them
That's not what I wanted to do. So I'm actually going to just move his
they
head
like
like
you,
that.
And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. With the orange crap.
And I want to just angle his head like that.
Superheroes or something. With the really nice guy, okay? I like you, And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. With the orange crap all over you and the.
So that looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to do the same thing here. We're actually going to have a panning shot in this beginning. So on camera 2, well, we're camera 1, so we're going to rename this to vertical. Rename this to horizontal. Supposed to export tonight. We're going to have this zooming in. By the way, I'm puppeteering again.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy.
So I don't know if you noticed what I did, but what I did was I just moved the camera by just pressing the W key. And you'll notice my camera movements. You see that? So how it's moving in.
Omega.
What you're going to do is you're now going to select that whole region. You're going to hit the round slider, and that will make it just a straight up panning with no jitters. Now it's panning into the shot.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. With the orange crap all over you and the.
Right, by the way, I don't know if you noticed when he blinks, it doesn't blink all the way. It's because it has to deal with his eye motion. Ignore that for now. It has to deal with procedural bones. You're going to fix that obviously later when you actually do eye motion.
Or something. With the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head.
And so here, I want a reaction shot from Omega. So I want to have this as a reaction shot.
With the orange crap all over.
And I want it to be close up to him, like this.
The orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head.
And I also want the FOV to be sort of tighter. So we're going to call this horizontal. And we're going to duplicate it, call that duplicate vertical. Now we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to just track the camera. So right now I have it pressed and I'm moving it around in the motion editor. Now we're going to hit play.
Orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head.
Okay, we're going to move the camera over here because he obviously moves in front of it.
Orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. Orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. Something. With the orange crap all over you and the horns.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Noir's animation because I don't really like that he's doing that. Just want him to kind of stay stationary.
Orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest.
Cool.
Orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest.
All right, so now I'm going to take this camera that I just recorded that motion on, smooth it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add just go to the transform, add just a bit of jitter, 1% of jitter. Smooth it, 80%, to 90%, 3 times. Oops.
Superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. Or something. You know, with the orange crap all over.
So you wanna, so you see how Omega's moving here? I'm actually gonna move that because I wanna keep the tracked motion. So I'm gonna move this to
Nice guy, okay? I like you, you know?
well,
Look,
actually,
Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you.
oh, maybe I'm gonna move Omega, like, so that he's going like that. Because again, I want to
You know,
sync
with
that
the
up.
orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be...
And then I'm just gonna do the camera motion again, tracking it again. So saving it. Again, this is why puppeteering is such a strong tool. I could just do all this stuff really fast, iterate, and change things. So anyway.
The orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're gonna hit the jitter, just a little touch. 1, 2, 3 smooth.
Yeah, and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you, huh?
If you speak to me again, I will kill you.
Alright, so I like how this is shaping up. He walks in. He begins to
Hey,
talk.
Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I
feel like moving that up to right here.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you, huh?
Yeah, I kind of want it to happen sooner, so.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you, huh?
So I'm wondering, so right now, if you're wondering why I'm just watching it over and over again, it's because I'm trying to think about what I want to do in terms of like creatively, you know, like how do I want this to be shot? Which you should always be asking yourself when making anything, any kind of film, is you want to think, you know, you want to think about what you want to make. I'm going to buff out his shoulders a little bit. Want him to just look a little bit more buff.
Or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you, huh?
I kind of want him walking forward to be the transition area. So, camera transition, I mean. So, we're going to go to something like this. And I do want it to be imposing. So, what's going to happen is it's going to be something like this.
If you speak to me again.
All right, so that's kind of the idea. So it starts from here. Let me fix the camera rotation because I kind of messed it up. Huh. I don't know why my rotation is kind of messed up here. My horizon is upside down. Not upside down, but it's tilted in such a way that's not pleasant to me. There we go. So, okay, we're going to track this shot again. So it's going to start from here. Then it's going to go up, and it's going to be a sky shot, and it'll show Omega as being superimposing on his thing.
If you speak to me again, I will kill you.
I kind of want it right over here. So let's move it right here. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
If you speak to me again, I will kill you.
All right, we're gonna smooth it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add a little bit of jitter. So you select your region. Add jitter to the rotation vector, by the way. And smooth once, twice, 3 times.
If you speak to me again, I will kill you. If you speak to me again, if you speak to me again, I will kill you.
You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you, huh?
If you speak to me again, I will kill you.
I kind of want a reaction shot right after this.
Kill you.
I don't know if I want a reaction or if I want like a full body like this. Like I can do something like that again. It's like I can go back to it. Or I can choose something that's like sort of, you can tell that he's like leaning back. Like this. And now I can break, there's this rule called the 180 rule. Now you can break this rule in a variety of ways. You don't always have to follow that rule. The reason is because when things are center frame, well, there's a number of ways you can actually break the rule, but if you have something that's center frame, the line that determines 180 is always shifting. So with every shot change, it always shifts. So for example, you're on this side, the 180 line is here, right? Because the line goes from here. Can I draw on the screen? Yeah, so this is the 180 line, right? And so the 180 line here, you can go to anything on this side of the screen when you're looking at this scene. But you can actually also, so when you're moving your camera, right, you're moving it at some point over here, right? But you can actually, and now this is the new 180 line, but there's actually another kind of line that's created when things are in the center, which is this direction. So you actually have, this is a new 180 line that you have here. And so you can actually cross over into something like this. And The idea behind doing that is because the things are in the center, you're less disoriented, right? Because you can imagine it, if you had a character over here on this side of the screen and a character on this side, when you swap to a completely different orientation, then that other character that was on this side is now over here, and the other character that was on this side is now over here. And that's completely disorienting, right? But because the characters are right in the middle, this swap is not going to be disorienting. You get what I mean? And because that's what it's actually about. It's about, is it going to be disorienting to a viewer when you're actually switching camera angles? So yeah, I can actually, I can do a reaction shot from here, even though the previous shot was, where was the previous shot? Actually, I think the previous shot was here, right? I can do a shot that's like this, you know what I mean? Like I can completely break 180 by going from here to going to here, right? And it will make sense because it's not disorienting to a viewer, because in this shot, you can clearly see both of them in the center, right? It's like something like this, right? You know that he's here, you know that he's in the center right here, imposing on him. And you have a different line that's coming from top to bottom as well. So there's another line coming from top to bottom that you can't see. It's in the axis of the camera. It's in an axis that you can't really acknowledge from the camera's point of view. But basically there's a line of action that's happening towards this character in both of these shots. So there's a line of action happening here, which is him looking down on him from there. That's the anchor that viewers will use to determine, oh, well, that's where these characters are in screen space, And so that's why you're able to go to a shot like this, where, because that anchor is there for audiences already. They know that he is higher than him. You get what I mean? So that's how you can break the 180 rule, is by using anchors, using motion cues, this whole idea of syncing motion together. Those are all things that are involved with filmmaking that allows you to break rules. So motion is another thing. For example, right, we went from here where he's walking. We actually broke 180 here, actually, which is funny. He's walking, right? Boom. And now we're on the other side of him. But because we know that he's walking, the audience understands that as an anchor to use in terms of orienting themselves in the story. So they need to orient, you have to give information to the audience to orient them into a story. That's why I can actually break the 180 rule here, and it actually doesn't look bad. You know what I'm saying? If you watch enough movies, you'll understand this concept intuitively. You'll notice certain movies do it. Not certain movies. Well, certain movies, yes, because some directors never break the 180 rule. Sometimes they do. Good filmmakers know how to break it well. And if you watch enough movies and expose yourself to enough of that, you'll notice all those tricks. So it's actually a good exercise to go through right here. Did we break 180 here? Yeah. No, we didn't. We didn't break 180 here. We almost did. We practically did. Because we're on the complete opposite side, right? And he starts here in screen space. And he's over here. So yeah, it's opposite in screen space. But you see, we're using the motion of his body to orient us here. Now, if I were to crop vertical, you wouldn't see this, and that would actually appear somewhat disorienting. But because he's center screen in the vertical, you probably won't notice it anyway. So over here, we don't break. Over here, we break. So we break away to this. Here we break it again to go back. Then we break it one more time. So yeah, it's a good thing to sort of pick up on, is breaking that 180 rule. So camera 2. So there's one more thing after doing cinematography and cutting up your shot, is you're going to do lip sync. So
If you speak to me again, and I will kill you.
I kind of want a more zoomed in shot of this, but I'm not really sure. Let me see. Okay, so I'll select this shot. We're on camera 3 right now. Wonder if I want this to be zoomed in like this. Because I do want him to appear imposing. Nope, I don't want that. Right now I'm just puppeteering, so...
You're a funny guy, huh?
I actually like that. I think I should end on that. Let me reposition the camera so that he's in the center like this.
You're a funny guy, huh? Yeah. Guy, you schmuck.
I kind of like that. Smooth it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's also go and add this jitter. So smidge of jitter. Choose only the rotation thing. Jitter it a little bit. Move it 90%.
A funny guy, huh? You're a funny guy, huh?
Okay, we're going to save. We're actually going to get rid of shot 1. This is where it begins.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever those things are on your head. But I'm gonna be honest. You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you, huh?
If you speak to me again, I will kill you.
You're a funny guy, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, and then it cuts to black here. Yeah.
Yeah. You're a funny guy, huh? Yeah.
And it cuts to black right there. That'd be pretty good. We're going to save. We're going to add a slug. We're going to move the slug.
Yeah. Guy, you schmuck.
And we're going to cut the audio right there.
Yeah. Really? You're a funny guy, huh? Yeah.
And, okay, so obviously, as you can tell, oh, let me just do something real quick. Okay. So as you can tell, save. So we're going to turn our lights on because we obviously want to see what it looks like. This is where you kind of get to absorb your animation a bit so you can see how good it looks. Oh man, yeah, I love this master session template. I mean, everything looks good with this thing.
Hey, Omega, look, you're really...
With no lighting, right?
Really nice guy, okay? I like you, you know?
Let's see what this looks like. Wonder if I should change the skybox. I don't know. Kind of like the sky,
Oh,
but I've used the sky already.
They don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them.
Anyway, what's obvious about what I need to do is I need to sort of fix head motion, right? So after you've sliced up your session, you kind of have to fix that. That's when you're going to go in and you're going to do what's called the detail phase, which is, you know, because you've already cleaned up everything. Now you kind of have to do details. So details meaning, okay, well, how do you want the head to exactly move in this exact shot, you know? How do you want the hands to move, right? Because he's going to do hand gestures as well. So,
Superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever
and then also making his eyes, you know, like fixing his eye motion, you
those
know,
things are
making him blink properly and stuff.
on your head. But I'm gonna.
But yeah, you want to just view your animation you want to view the animation in a rendered format because you need to see what your thing is going to look like. You only work in lights disabled, but you have to know what your thing looks like. So don't make it a habit to not enable your lights.
Be honest. You're also kind
Here in this shot, we're going to fix foot contact, so that's something I wanted to do.
of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the
We're going
hell's
to
the
fix that
matter
hand
with you,
motion
huh?
that happens. I do like this shot. It looks really good.
If you speak to me again,
I need a vertical version of this because they're too far away. This would be perfect as not a short. Like,
I will kill you.
and also you want to probably fix his expression, although he has a nice expression here right now, but you might want to fix that expression. Also, you got to fix the direction of his hand because he's pointing in the wrong way. You want it to point at him, obviously, because he's laughing and he's obviously pointing while he's laughing.
You're a funny guy, huh? Yeah.
Cool. So that looks very nice.
Hey,
all right.
Omega, look, you're really nice.
I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to focus on, well, we're going to go shot by shot, getting details. So we're going to move the hands. We're going to start with these hands. I like the camera positioning. We'll do a more intact camera positioning. Not intact, more final camera positioning with horizontal and vertical formats, you know. But now we're going to take these hands and we're going to do the same puppeteering once again. Everything is puppeteering as much as you can before you have to fix, you know, with something like the graph, you know. So anyway, he's going to make a gesture with his hands. You're going to see how I do hand idles, how I use those. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow it down.
Hey, Omega, look, you real nice guy. Okay.
All right, so that's me. So what I did was I hit Control period to slow it down.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay?
And instead of doing
What?
that, right, so I'm actually going to do it again. I want this to be rotated. So I'm actually going to select a particular region right here. So here is where he's going to do that. I want to rotate this like this. Then I'm going to animate it this way.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you.
We're going to do that again. Again, right now we're picking a vantage point that's going to be beneficial to us. So I think this might be a good one.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you.
It's a little bit much. I think that was a little too far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control period 3 times.
Hey, Omega, look, you're really nice guy. Okay? I like.
All right, I think that was pretty good. So smooth it out 5 times.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy. Okay? I like you, you know? Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy. Okay? I like.
So that's really, really decent, actually. So I'm going to do the other hand. So the other hand is going to be the same story. So right around here to here is when I want to have this rotated to this. Okay. And now that I've had my vantage point set up, or the position, now I can animate it like that. So here we go.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy.
Can't see.
Okay? I love.
So smooth it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey,
See what it looks like.
Omega, look, you're a really nice guy. Okay? I like you.
Wow, it came out really good.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy. Okay? I like.
Okay, great. Now we're going to add finger motion. We're going to add finger motion here. So select your region. So here, so he's got his relaxed phase right here. He's going to open his hands up from probably a fist from here to here. So let's save it. This is an arachnid model, so fist. So once you import, you're gonna copy those samples in your region. You're gonna undo. They're gonna go back to the relaxed position, and now you're gonna Control V. And now you have your samples.
Hey.
So as you can tell, what's happening here is he goes from a relaxed position to a fist, and then he opens his hands up again.
Hey.
And what's going to happen after he goes into a fist, he's going to open his hands into an open, wide position.
Hey.
Then back into a relaxed state. So you're going to save it. You're going to import again. Hand idle open. You're going to hit OK. You're going to copy these samples. You're going to undo until you get your data back like that. Now you're going to Control V to paste.
Hey, Omega, look.
And now you have your fist to open, wide hands
Omega,
to relaxed.
Look,
and you're going to keep doing this process. You're going to keep doing this process until you have the hand animation that you are comfortable with. So I'm going to go open wide here. Copy those samples, undo until I get my samples back. Control V.
You're a really nice guy, okay? I
wonder if I want to move this over here.
Nice guy, okay?
I'm going to move this like right here.
Guy, okay? I like nice guy, okay? I like nice guy, okay? I like nice guy, okay? I like Omega, look, you're a really nice guy. Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? Okay? You're really.
And then I'm going to do another import right here and open. Control copy. Control paste.
Look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like. Look, you're a really nice guy, okay?
And now I'm going to go in between these regions, and I'm going to use the round tool to smooth the transitions between the hand poses. By the way, you don't have to do the same poses for each hand. But you can tell this stuff is very, very easy. While doing it this way, you know. So here we go. We're rounding it.
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you.
That's really, really good. So,
Hey, Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you.
and we're probably going to do the same
Hey,
thing.
Omega, look, you're a really nice guy, okay? I like you. You know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you.
So now, on shot 2, we're going to do the same. Let me think, what's after this? Because it's kind of late. It's 11 o'clock. I started at 9. 9-ish. I usually stream earlier, so, you know, like 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock. But I kind of need to leave soon, so I want to... I don't want to go through the whole process here. I want to now I do want to finish this from beginning to end. But I do want to kind of, you know, I can't be talking after a certain point or my neighbors are going to kill me. So,
And I like you, you know, and the
I live in New York, so that's why, in an apartment building.
guy.
That's why, there is a code to being quiet at night.
Okay, I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something.
I kind of want to do the lip sync,
Like
just to show you guys how I do it. Again, it's the same concept as everything else. Puppeteering, you know, as much as you can before going into the motion editor, before going into the graph editor. Or, you know, if you have a particular problem, you know, each one is a tool for solving a particular problem.
I like you.
And for certain reasons, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy Noir here. And I'm going to show you guys how I do lip sync, doing the same methods. So what I do is I copy the character. He's going to be in and then you import his default sequence, right? Save, and then
I like you, you know, and
you're going to copy, well, first you're going to show the waveform, the show waveform. And then you click on this, and then you click on this here on the motion editor's green data. You hit the show waveform button here. That'll show the things, the little waveforms, packets. You go to the face, and what you're going to do is you're going to go, the first thing you want to do is the same idea as what I said before, which is, you know, there's important features about human motion. With the face, it is the eyes. And with the mouth, right, when people speak, the most important features is the jaw opening and closing, and your upper lip opening with that. So the lower lip is not so apparent. And the other thing is when your lips close, so to make shapes. Everything else, like the phonemes, these are supplementary things to those movements, you know, of your face. So what you're going to notice me do is I'm going to flap the jaw up and down. And when you flap the jaw, you're flapping it based on, mostly it fits the number of syllables. So if you pronounce a word like, what's a good word to use? Transportation. Transportation has 4 syllables. You're flapping the jaw 4 times. Transportation, right? And each one, when you flap the jaw, they will have a variable amount of intensity in terms of how much they flap. So so those are like real jaw, your jaw moves a lot when those words happen. Shun is less. So that's where what you're going to see when I do this live recording is you're going to see me going, you know, dipping in intensity depending on the kind of word that it is. You can also help yourself out if you don't know how to look at waveforms like this. Just go through each word count the number of syllables, and then put where in the middle of that syllable, right? Put a keyframe, and that'll tell you, oh, okay, this is where I got to move the jaw, right?
I like you.
I like you, right? 3 syllables.
I like.
I like. So I lie. You. So that's 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. No. So that's another one.
And the team.
And the is 2. So low intensity. And
the team.
And the team.
They don't really.
They don't, right? So they don't. They
don't really.
So that's 2. Really. You can kind of say that's 1, you know, because the li is very small jaw movement.
You have a problem.
Really. It's going to be a jaw movement, but it's going to be very low intensity. Really have, so that's kind of like a 1 thing. Problem with you. With you is kind of like a, you know, he's talking in a kind of slang, so it's going to be a high intensity followed by a low intensity.
They don't really have a problem with you. You look like.
Am I doing all this lip sync? Jesus Christ, bro.
You look like one of.
You look like. You look like one super soup. Oops, the fuck. By the way, S's, right? Your jaw is closed when you say like snake. Your teeth are together. And your jaw is open for that sometimes, but with SFM, you know, you can't really have your jaw open, right? You can't actually, the jaw open thing, you know, the teeth are always separate, and you can't move it, you know, like you can kind of like doing something like that. But for practical purposes, you just leave the S's like normal, you know? I mean, leave the jaw just closed and then just raise lips like this. And that's a good way to perform an S, you know? So, and to also lower the bottom, which is what? Lower lip. This is a good S, right? Anyway. Soup, so under you, that's definitely when your jaw drops there. Super. Here. Rose. Or some thing.
Rose or something. Well, you know what the.
You know.
You know what the.
With the
orange.
With the
orange crack.
Orange. So orange crap.
Bolivia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all your jaw motions. And that'll actually help you identify. Sorry, I just got a Discord ping and I wonder what that is. Oh, lol. It's okay, buddy. I don't mind the Discord pings. This is for you guys. So, all right. So, okay, you're gonna see me opening and closing his jaw. I'm obviously gonna slow this down so that I can do it in time. As you can see, there's quite a lot. I'm actually going to make my timeline bigger. So, let's see. Jaw drop. Okay. Okay, where's my... Oh, yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to hit control period maybe 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Yeah, 5 is going to be the amount of times I need to hit it. So control period 5 times. So hitting period 5 times will slow it down to an amount that will be fine for me. So, and then you're going to see me move the jaw drop up and down, that slider.
Okay.
All right, I think that was okay. I think that was pretty good. So now if you actually see this, you're going to see that for the most part, it looks pretty good.
I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes. I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever.
So you can see that's, I mean, it's practically perfect in terms of sync, right? So that's how you want to do that. And so the next part is the upper lips. Now the way the upper lips work, so that's how the jaw kind of operates, is based on syllables and intensity, right? So the intensity of the jaw is dependent on the word. The intensity at which the jaw opens up and down is based on the word, you know. And you do that just by looking at your own, you know, just flap your own face around and figure that out like that. But the lower face here, the upper lip, the way that works is that for the most part, the upper lip is almost always up during conversation. It depends on the kind of person it is, but during a sentence, the upper lip is up, right, when they're speaking, and then it only closes when they're saying things like M or B or There's like a few letters where your upper lip will have to close, you know. But a good rule of thumb is that is mostly up all of the time. So what you'll see is me it'll be like this. It'll be quivering just a little bit from word to word. And then if I hear something like please, you might see me drop it, right? So if he says something like please, right? Or apple, right? So it'll be like, I like eating apples, right? So at peas, it's going to close, right? So that's how the upper lip sort of functions, is that it's always up. Depends on who it is that's speaking. I have a good reference video of people who speak like this. In other instances, some people don't have their upper lips like revealed. They use their lower lips because I guess bad posture or something. I don't know what, that's something that I need to sort of explore more. But this has worked for me for the majority of everything, right? If you're looking for more in-depth, like, oh, well, you want to give character to a type of thing, that's where you might want to use the lower lip. And just check something. JW, what's that? If you got around to sound design for part 1 of Calamity Duovid, or did it get pushed back to this week's? If you got around to sound design for part 1 of Calamity Duo video, or did it get pushed back? I already did it, man. All the first videos are out. Are you in stream right now? I was wondering if I should type out response. I don't think he's in stream right now. But yeah, all the sound design is done except Hack Yuki's. But yeah, the videos. All right, so where was I? I'm sorry for the interruption, y'all. For anyone that is watching.
I like you, you know? And the
Okay, so the idea is that the upper razor, this is going to go up. Procedurals is going to make this all kind of funny, but that's okay. Anyway, it's going to go up and it's going to go down on letter P's. So let's kind of, you can actually mark out those things here. Let's actually do that. That might actually be a good exercise to do. Just mark out anything where you think the upper lip is going to close. So we're going to save. We're going to delete all those keyframes.
I like you. I like you.
I like you. I like you.
You know? And
you know?
the team, they're okay.
And
I
the
like you,
team.
you know?
Team. So on M, team.
Team.
That's when the lips are going to close, the upper lips. They're going to meet the, they're going to close.
They don't really have a
They don't really have a problem. So it's going to close there.
problem with you. You look like one of them,
You look like one. That's no. One, them. Them. So on M.
Superhero.
Super. So on.
Superhero.
So here on P.
Superheroes or something. Well, you know.
Heroes or some.
Or something.
Some. So on M.
Something. Well, you know what?
Something. Something. Yeah. Oops, save.
You know, with the orange.
You know, with the orange
You know, with the orange crap all over,
crap.
crap all over, crap all over,
I think that's all of them, right?
orange crap all over you, and the
Yeah, so that's all of them. So I'm going to save. Now you're going to see it's very simple. Every time so on those 6 keyframes, that's when the upper lip will drop down. But on everything else, it's going to, for the most part, be up, right? With the exception of pauses as well. So here we go. So here's the default position.
I like you, you know, and the team.
Wait, I'm going to slow it down.
Okay, I like you, you know, and the team. They don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the
All right, so that was a little sloppy.
team. They don't really have a problem with you. You have a problem with you. Really have a problem with you. Really have a problem with you. You look like one of them super.
I don't know if I should do that again, but let's see.
One of them superheroes or something. One of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horn. I like you, you know, and the team. They don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you. I like you, you know, and the team. They don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something.
For the most part, it looks pretty good. Let's see, just haven't heard anything about it yet. I'm well on my way to finishing P2. Yeah, sorry man, I won't respond right now, but all those videos, they're out. And there's an uploading schema that is too complicated to explain right now. But right now, they're available as shorts. They're going to be put together in compilations later. There's going to be full version videos on the official channel. Not the official channel, the big channel. And also, they're waiting for something. So that's not going to really air out what's happening with them, but they're waiting for something. And so, yeah, there's a complicated upload schema. So don't worry about it. Don't worry too much about it, bro. All right, so the upper lips, upper razor.
Like
okay,
you know, and the team. They don't really have a.
So at this point, once you've done your upper razor, this is where you're going to go in, and you're going to make sure that your jaw and your upper lips close on those particular things. So we've already marked them with keyframes. So we're going to move this so that it's like this.
They don't.
And we're going to actually lower this to 0 it out.
They don't really. They don't. They don't really have a team. They don't team.
That's fine, team.
They don't
And jaw drop.
team.
We actually want this. We want this to 0.
They don't team. They don't really team. They don't team. The team. They don't team.
I don't know why it's so fucking ugly. Like, the procedurals on this are really bad. Not bad, it's just that, you know, some procedurals are not hooked up in a way that's very nice, but these are nice procedurals. It's just, you know, the jaw, like the upper lip should only move the upper lip. It shouldn't move everything else in the face, but otherwise you get stuff that looks kind of unnatural when you move just one thing.
They don't. Team.
Anyway,
They don't really mean. They don't really have. They don't really have team. They don't really have team. They don't really have team. They don't really.
it's better.
Team.
So we're gonna do a bite, or not a bite, a presser. Team, right there.
Team. They don't really have a team. Team. They don't really have team. They don't really have team. 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 They don't really team. They don't really have a team. They don't really have team. They don't really have a problem with.
That's okay. So on this upper razor again, so that's okay. The jaw, that seems mostly okay, so we're just gonna lower that.
Problem with you. 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 Problem with you.
Okay, that's all right. Let's touch the presser.
Problem with you. Really a problem with you. Problem with you. Problem with you. Really have a 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 problem. Problem with you.
Kind of just presses too much, which is it's like you can see his whole face moving inwards, which is kind of gross. But
Problem with you. Yeah. Really have a problem with you. Problem with you. You look like one of them.
them. We're gonna take this upper razor, move it over here. Drop that just a little bit, actually. And then maybe the presser. Press it like that.
Superhero. Superhero.
Okay, back to the upper razor, and just make sure. So we're gonna move this.
Superheroes.
I'm gonna take the jaw again. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Okay, we're gonna drop the jaw.
Superheroes.
And we're gonna take the presser. We're gonna press it.
Superheroes. Something. You know, with the orange crap all over you.
Move this right here. All right, we go to the upper razor. So this looks okay. And the jaw drop. Fuck. All right, move this. So there we go.
Crap all over you and the whole.
All right, that's pretty good.
I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horn.
So for the most part, so that's most of the important stuff, which will sell your lip sync the most. And then everything else is supplemental to that.
I like you, you know.
Which is, also the S's. So you want to make sure those close on S's. But when you have S's, right, your lips, your upper lips and your lower lips are open. F is when only your upper lip is up and your lower lips are not up. So yeah, just knowing those little things will help you.
I like you, you know, and the
and the O's. I forgot about that. You know, so you got to make sure you pucker or funnel. I want this whole thing to funnel.
You know, and the team, 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 you know, and the.
I don't like how it just fucking pops out, which is so bad. But that seems to be, I don't know why. I don't know why people make it pop out. Like, I don't know, like, no. I mean, yeah, it pops out, but it just looks so unnatural.
You know, and the.
Like, this should just go down, but instead it just pops out. Anyway, you want your jaw open during this part. Like that.
No, and the team, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You'll know, and the team, they don't.
Now you hear on the team. You want on the T.
Team, they don't. Team.
So on the T, that's where you want. So
I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you.
With the.
With you. You look like one of them.
You look like one of them. I just want to make sure I'm getting all of these instead of skipping words.
I like
you.
You know.
You know. So that's one.
No, and the.
And the team. The team.
Team. They don't really have a.
They don't.
They don't really.
Over here on O, don't. You want to do the same thing. So you want to have your jaw drop. Your funnel open.
They don't really have a problem. They don't really have a. They don't really have a problem. They don't really have. They don't really. They don't really have a. They don't really have.
I'm gonna kind of close the jaw a bit on really.
Really have a problem. Really have a problem. Really have a problem. They don't really have a problem with. really have a problem. Really have
I think the jaw is moving just a little bit too much here. Here on V, you want the you want this to be like that. You want his upper lips to be up, and you want the lower lip to be closed. It shouldn't open here. That's kind of the problem, but that's how people sort of have done things with models. But you want to make this an F type of thing. So bite, maybe. Wow, okay. The whole fucking face moves. Sorry, I'm just complaining about how models get rigged. This is probably the best we're gonna get.
really have a problem with. Really have a problem with you. Team, really have a problem with you. Really have a problem with you. Really have a problem with you. Really have a problem with. Really have a problem. I have a problem with you.
Yeah, that's alright.
You look like one of them.
U, so that's a O sound.
You look like. You
Yeah, well, it's actually a lazy U, so
look like one.
Yeah.
You look like one.
So here on 1, you want your jaw open. You want your upper razor down. And you want your funneler.
Like one of them. Like one of them. Like one of them. Look like one of them. Superhero.
So on U, super. So on Su, you want to have your jaw sort of up like that. You want your upper razor down.
Superhero. Superhero.
And your funneler out slightly.
Superhero. Superhero.
Heroes. O. And then on S, it's going to close again. So we're going to have your jaw drop to be rose. So like that. It's a little too much, I think. Just drop this upper razor. Put the where is it? Presser. Sorry, I'm just drawing a blank for a second. You want your lower lip to be oh, you want your funneler. I'm sorry. There you go. Funneler.
Roses.
You want S. You want your S to be a closing of the jaw. And you want the upper razor to be that high. And then in other situations, you want your lower lip to be revealed. You want this. I don't know why this is lower. This whole thing should be S, so let me just select this. Let me hit the
something. We use something.
And only this should be like that.
This is something. We use something.
You want your jaw to drop on the O on something. So
something. We but he is something. We rolls is something. We
so there's that.
you know with the
You know.
we
O and W. You want your O and W, so drop the jaw. Your upper razor gets lowered. Your funneler goes up.
you know with the orange crap
Save.
you know with the orange crap something. We you know with the orange you know with the orange you know with the orange crap we you know with the orange with the orange you know with the orange crap you know with the you know with the
I'm gonna lower the upper. I'm gonna lower the upper here to just a slight thing that's open. So it looks like he's just gaping his mouth.
We you know with the orange we you know with the orange crap all over you. We you know with the orange we you know with the orange we you know with the orange crap all over you and the we you know with the orange crap all over
and orange. So the O in orange is going to be jaw drop, funneler, upper razor down.
the orange crap all over you and we you know with the orange crap all over you and you know with the orange crap all over you and the
That's pretty good. So that's a very quick and dirty.
I like you know.
Quick and dirty sort of. That's lip sync pretty much. Yes, you would, if you want to make it perfect, you would go in to all the details, you know, making sure the timing is right. Those are the fundamental parts. So you'll get away with lip sync that looks like, you'll get away with decent lip sync by just following that sort of procedure. But yeah, if you want like more detail, that's when you go into other, you know, specific phonemes, you know, making sure you get all of those kinds of behaviors and shapes. But yeah, let's just check it out and see what it looks like.
I like you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. We, you know, with the orange rose or something. We rose or something.
That or something. This is wrong. This should be like that.
Something. We, you know, with the something. We something.
And then the pusher, the presser.
This is something. We, you know, rose or something. We, you know, with the orange rose or something. We, you know, with the rose or something. We, you know, rose or something. We, you know, with the orange crap all over you. You know, I like you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. We, you know, with the orange crap all over you and the.
So yeah, that's lip sync in a very quick format. So what you're gonna do after you have your lip sync is you're gonna copy paste that information. Actually, Yeah, you're gonna copy paste just the whole shot information if you want of the face only. So you copy that and you paste it onto this here. I'm actually only going to choose the lower face, so I'm going to select the lower face, copy it, and then paste it right here. And now, as you can see in this shot,
I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horn.
that looks pretty good for the shot.
I like you,
I do want to fix his head a little bit. I want to give him better
you know,
tracking, if that makes
and the
sense,
team,
of his head
they
to
don't
the
really have
thing. Because like I don't like how he's looking this way when he's supposed to be looking at
a
Omega.
problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something.
Also, I need to fix his hands here. But anyway, I'm not going to do all that tonight, or rather, right on stream. Again, I went through all of like what you do, and then you just go through the rest of the thing.
I like you, you know,
With that knowledge, so to speak.
and the team, they don't.
Now, there's one more thing, which is okay, you have this, and then you would do so. So just like just like you were doing before,
Look, you're
you know, using the puppeteering to create
a really
your
nice
hands.
guy, okay? I like you.
You're doing the same thing on everything else, right? Fixing the hands up. Then you're doing your lip sync and you're fixing your head, which we can do right now if you want.
Like you know,
Let's actually try the head, which is, by the way, you use the lip sync to respond to the head.
like you know, and the team, they don't really.
So right here, I know that I want to change this.
They don't really have a problem with you.
Whoops.
They don't really have
Let's do it again.
no, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you.
Damn, what the fuck, bro? Alright, we're gonna do that again. It was almost perfect.
And the team, they don't really have a
No. Alright, doing it one more time.
and the team, they don't really have a problem with you.
Huh, I don't know why it's doing that, but I think it's because it has to do with my camera angle. So let's do this again. So pressing this.
They don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, I don't have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horn. Superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the really have a problem with you. I don't really have a problem with you. They don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horn.
Alright, so now we're gonna smooth that. 3, 4, 5.
They don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever.
Cool. And then we're going to take.
They don't really have a problem with you. You look like.
We're going to do the eyes. Okay, so just real quick with the eyes, it is the same principles as everything else so far. Anything that you can do with puppeteering, you try to do it. Because again, you can iterate fast. You can see what you like and dislike. You can make changes really quickly to see what they might be like. Then later you go in and you do very fine, detailed changes with the graph editor if you need to, with the motion editor if that's how you want to do it. But try to do it in that sort of process or procedure. There's motion editor puppeteering, then there's motion editor fixing with the motion editor, generally speaking, broad strokes of things. Graph editors for precision, and for maybe foot contact. You know, you might want to use that for, I still use the motion editor for foot contact, but there will be times when you want to have the graph editor to do foot contact, or other things, you know, but it's for precision. But anyway, yeah, so same concept here is motion editor. Hold on one sec. Okay. All right. 3 minutes to midnight. So I'm going to try to wrap this up as quick as I can. Okay. I want to up and down. All right. Let's see. All right. So you're going to see me from the camera angle moving this up and down.
I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever.
I don't know if I like that. I almost feel like I want to take this local view target and just want to move it to his head. You know, I kind of feel like doing that. You don't always want to use local view target for everything. Where the hell is it? Oh, view target. You don't always want to use the view target because there's reasons, you know, you might look away from somebody for a brief moment. That's why you don't want to use it all the time. But I'm going to try it here because I have a feeling that that's what I want. So we're going to attach the head to the view target. We're going to paste or playhead.
I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns.
Yeah, I like that. I think I'm going to redo the up and down.
I like you. I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem.
I also think I'm going to do some editing with the left and right at some point as well. Well, we'll see. Okay, let's do up and down.
I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns.
Okay, I like that. I'm just going to smooth it once.
You know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns or whatever. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the.
Yeah, you don't always want that left and right to be going, so. Most of the time you do, but sometimes you don't.
I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of.
But you gotta kind of find that moment where he might look away.
I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns. I like you, you know, and the team, they don't really have a problem with you. They really have a problem with you.
I think here would be a good moment where he looks down.
Problem with you. You look like one of them. They don't really have a problem with you. 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 You look like one of them. They don't really have a problem with you.
And also his upper face has to kind of This lid tightener needs to happen, or a lid closer, whatever the hell it is. I don't know why his I want him to squint a little bit. It looks like his eyes are too like wide open. Fucking bullshit, man. The procedurals, crazy.
They don't really have a. They, they don't really have a problem with you. You'll.
You also have to make sure the blinks are okay.
Problem with you. You look like one of them. They don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them. They don't really have a problem with you.
Feel like this can be up like that.
They don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something.
All right, let's check my. These are my messages here, so everyone can see. Okay. Yeah, Melvin has to talk to me. No, they're waiting for something, and it's a complicated schema that they're doing. So
They don't.
I guess this is now getting aired out to the whole fucking internet. Because I'm typing this. It's all clickbait. Lol. Hey, Joe, dude, this is pretty funny, man. Yeah. Yeah. See, you're putting it together, bro. You're putting it together. This is yo, you guys should be on stream so I could tell you guys what the fuck is up. Dude, Dred is about to get hit with the fucking dose of reality. With the dose of not reality, the true reality, like, you know, the red pill. He's about to get red pilled by the reason why people are famous on YouTube has nothing to do with actual decent content, because it all has to do with the clickbait. Anyway.
I like you, you know? And the team, they don't really have a problem with you. You look like one of them superheroes or something. You know, with the orange crap all over you and the horns.
Wow. So it came out really, really nice. I like that. It's so funny. All right, so
I like you, you know?
So yeah, this came out really, really nice, and I like it a lot. Obviously, I'm gonna add some hand motion. But anyway, that's how
I
you would do
like
the
it, man.
facial animation. You know, you put it on at the beginning, the listening idols, then you edit it up on a shot per shot basis after you've broken your session into shots. And then
No,
you'll end up
and the
with something good quality
team,
like
they don't really
this
have a
using nothing but puppeteering.
problem with you.
And if you really need to, you can go into the graph and start doing your thing there. If you want some extra precision, I find that it's not necessary because it's all about curve data. You know, you can manipulate curve data. That's all you really need. So yeah. Now the next thing, or the last thing rather, is fixing foot contact. And I'm just going to show people how to do that with this
You're
mocap shit,
also kind of scared.
because I did notice it in certain videos with the foot floating. Obviously the foot floating, like I can eliminate foot floating in my mocap setup, but it is very hard to really get a good ground plane sometimes, and so that's why you might see floating feet. But when it happens where it's not floating, oh my god, is it great. It's like the best thing to happen for any recording session, for any mocap recording session, is when you have a perfect ground plane. But just move my references there. I'm going to show you guys how to fix foot contact. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a look.
You don't
at the
really talk
feet.
all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you?
You see when they're moving,
Yeah?
when the feet are going up and down?
Right.
The idea
You're
is
also-
that you want the feet to stay in a particular place. Well, you actually want to
Kind of
fix it.
scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you, huh?
You basically want to make it so that, well, this is where you start adding rigs to things. So here's where you copy the motion captured model and you paste it, and you're going to call it noir rig, right? And I'm going to show you why you're creating two copies to create this rig. When using a rig, I mean, you're going to apply rig simple. Now, if you were to A/B this, you can see that the rig actually alters the mocap slightly because of the way the bones are attached to each other. And so you kind of want to keep all the original data from the mocap. And also what tends to happen in certain instances is that the arms, they might invert, you know, like for example, I wonder if there's a good example here. So like, yeah, if you were to move this backwards like this, all of a sudden the arm inverts. Whereas on mocap, this inversion wouldn't happen. It would just look like the arm is backwards. But here you could see this whole fucking shit is flapping, you know, is inverting and shit. It's because of the way the rig sort of distorts all the bones to fit a particular orientation. So anyway, that's why you want to make two copies. It's because you won't get that inversion property on mocapped data. But the rig will do that. And so you don't want your rig to conflict with the mocap, the original mocap. Poor Dread doesn't really understand what the hell's going on. He doesn't know that that is like every channel in existence, aside from, you know, there's like a very few creators that are not. Anyway, so here. Foot L. Okay, so what you want to do is you're going to
also kind of
you're going to basically sync the rig a little bit. You want to sync the rig, sync the whole root transform into the ground like that, so that the heel is what's on the ground. Then you're going to take root that thing, And you're going to select.
You're also
You're going to select
You're
when his
also
foot is
kinda
still.
scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean,
And then the moment that he lifts his foot off the ground, you want to place a little fall off region to transition into the place where it's not, where he lifts it off.
You're also kind of scary.
And you're going to go to where there, so you're going to go to that center point. And you're just going to lift it until you see the whole foot sitting on the grass, real nice, like in a good orientation, like that. And now you're going to hit the playhead, and it's going to look like this.
You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the...
And you can see right here,
I mean, what
it
the...
transitions off of that playheadedness, you know?
I mean, what the... I mean, what the hell... I mean, what the hell...
And press enter, and then when he puts his foot back on the ground, go right here, transition. So here's the transition. Poof, right on the ground. And here it looks like the maximal, so it looks like the maximum here. You're going to hit the playhead. Well, you're actually going to move it first. You're going to hit the playhead. You're going to look at it.
What the hell's the matters with you, huh? I mean, what the hell's the matters with you, huh?
And then you're going to do the same thing right here. You're going to move this again, right there. Move that to be flat. Playhead it. Huh, I don't know why that was so abridged. Oh, funny. All right, we're going to rotate it up. And we're actually going to move it so that it remains sort of consistent with the previous motion. That's not moving too far away. So let's just A-B this, right? So it goes like this and then like that. We actually don't want it to move up. Oh, we want it to go sort of back like that. And now, so that's how you fix foot contact for that one foot.
You're
you
also
can tell.
kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you?
So that's how you fix foot contact. I noticed it in a couple of those shorts. So that's, yeah, take the time to fix that stuff. If you have a full body shot. If you don't have a full body shot, like this one, don't worry about it. You know, and that's also a reason why you don't want to fix foot contact in the when you open the session, because then you're going to be fixing foot contact across the whole mocap, and that could take a while. So that's why you do it on a shot per shot basis, because you don't need to worry about the feet if it's not in the shot. Same thing if you have grass or something, the grass covers up the feet, so you don't need to do that shit. Let me just see what's going on in chat, guys. Chat, guys. Films understands. Films gets this. This is just the funniest shit ever. Bro. I mean, I've already talked to everyone about the realities of YouTube, but it hasn't hit people yet, man. It's because people don't know. Thanks, Chris. I didn't see any. Chinese mindset. It's so funny. I won't lie. Like, I think this is just so funny reading this. Chinese mindset. Oh God. Yeah. What Film said is true. We have kind of pretty much full creative control. We actually fought really hard to have that. It was not easy trying to get creative control over things. It still isn't easy. You know, we're still kind of just, it's a thing where, you know, where it's a constant battle for that creative control. Creative control is the idea that in some sense you aren't told what to make, you know. And it's not that we don't actually want to make the stuff that they want us to make. In fact, I'm going to be making stuff for them to make. But the idea is that, you know, we have writers who are good at that. You know what I mean? Like they get paid to write good story. And I think that's what's important is good story, you know, good stuff like that. I know no one's really paying attention to this, but for people that watch the video, that's what that means. Okay, so fixing the other foot contact here. I'm supposed to export tonight. I'm pretty close to being done with this, but I'm kind of tired. I don't know if I'm going to export tonight. And this should be a fast export. Should maybe take like 8 hours, so I'm not too concerned. Anyway, fixing the other foot, it is the same deal. So on the right foot here, we're just selecting from here.
You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much.
So he lifts his foot about there, transitions. So let's just put his foot like that. And let's actually playhead right there, see what it looks like.
You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the...
So here, that's when his foot touches down.
What the hell's the matter?
Then he lifts it up again. So roll it off.
I mean, what the hell's the matter? I mean, what the hell?
And here is where you want to give it the right position. And playhead it.
What the hell's the matters with you, huh? That much. I mean, what the hell? All that much. I mean, what the hell's the matters with you, huh? Matters with you, huh?
And here is where it touches back down. We're going to lift this up. By the way, when you lift this up, depending on the how visible your pelvis is, you know, if you lift this up without the thing, you're going to get a crouching thing, and you want to make sure that you're also moving the pelvis if you get too much crouching. So anyway, now we playhead. And now we take a look at the...
You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matters with you? the matters with you, huh?
So you can actually see when this dips into the ground. And I actually don't want that. So from here
Matters with you, huh?
to here, add a roll off,
Matters with you, huh?
and I'm gonna just lift this foot.
Matters with you. Yeah.
And I'm actually going to drag this down.
Yeah. With ya.
I'm gonna actually round tool this.
Yeah. With ya. Matters with ya. Matters with ya.
There we go. So that's how you
You're also
fix foot slide.
You're also kind of scary. You don't really talk all that much. I mean, what the hell's the matters with you, huh?
Perfect. All right, so that's going to wrap up this, I guess, part of. I don't know if this will be a two-part thing, but probably not, because I went over pretty much everything at this point. That's what you're doing. Is you're just going in, you're doing your lip sync, and you're doing your lip sync. You're fixing your hands, and then you're fixing foot contact if it exists. And you just do that for every shot. You know, this is already mostly done. It's just those three things that need to be done. And then you export from there on after. Because all the lighting is finished, you know, you just make sure that everything looks good in the lights. So yeah, so that's pretty much how to do these shorts. I guess maybe I'll do a part 2 tomorrow since I'm not going to export tonight. I might finish this tonight, that's the thing. I might just go through the rest of it, but I just can't talk anymore. It's 12 at night, and I don't want the neighbors coming up and banging on the ceiling and shit. So anyway, guys, I hope that was useful information. See ya later.